Let's go. Yaho! Hello everyone! I'm Rinku. Rinku, Susumu, linker of nature and civilization. Welcome! Welcome! Another week. One more time. Some Danganronpa. Okay. So, we are starting the investigation of chapter 5. Okay, wait. One more thing. Let me test just one thing. Why is it not working anymore? It should be. Wait. So weird. Let me see. I didn't have time to fix it, but since I didn't touch anything, I was thinking that maybe it fixed itself, but doesn't look like it. So, alright, I'll try to check it after the stream. I'll try. I can't promise anything because I'm a busy links, okay? So, one more week. We are here in Danganronpa. Okay. So, what is going on? What happened last week? Well, as you can see, there's a body standing, well, not standing, lying there. What happened? Well, she, because apparently it's a she appeared dead, and when we tried to investigate who it was, she exploded. The thing is that it can only be one person, considering who else is here, and it should be Kyoko. It should be Kyoko. Probably it isn't her. So we will start the investigation and find out who is it. Okay. Let's see. So the investigation of chapter 5 starts here. I can promise that I will finish it today, but chances are that we will. Okay. So we might get into the trial of chapter 5 today, which means that we are getting very close to the end of the game, since there are 6 chapters, In any case, let's start the investigation, right? By the way, this person tried to kill me in my sleep, so there's that. Yeah. Okay, I should take a close look at the body one more time. What do you mean one more time? You didn't check body at all. But yourself, Makoto, she may be dead, but she's still okay. I mean, have you seen the body? I don't plan on touching the body all that much. I mean, what's like? She's entirely burnt up. Like, what's the point? I'm no Kyoko after all. Good point. Okay, that's a creepy sight, not going to lie. I can move the camera. Okay, mom, don't get the camera. Don't hold the camera, please. There's no point in doing so. Okay, is the body wet? Is this water? Looks like it. Okay, obviously the first thing that comes to nice fingertips, by the way. Is that the nails? Are those the nails? Okay, so she likes to make up, I guess. Is that considered makeup? I guess so. I don't know, I'm not good with that kind of things, Hold on, there's something on the ground here. I was not checking the ground. Okay, so I have to check this first. Seriously? There's something next to the body. It's key? That's a key? That doesn't look like a key at all. Is it what Kyoko took from Monokuma? What did you steal? I stole this. But no, it doesn't look like it at all. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? You're dumb. But looking at it, I could tell it wasn't just any key. It was shaped like Monokuma. It was probably the only key on its kind on Earth. Yeah, pretty much. That's right, the key she stole was shaped like Monokuma. Yeah, how could you forget about that? This isn't anything like that, no, not even close, actually. Then, this key is something different, basically. Okay, what's going on? What's happening? What is this? Nothing. Okay. What is it? Did you find anything? Yeah, this was on the ground near the body. I've never seen this key before. What could it possibly go to? So even you don't know then, I mean, come on. Be honest, like, be serious, like, he can't possibly know everything at first sight, come on. Makoto, I'm going to give you a very important task. Huh? That key might give you access to certain areas that were locked. Ooh, interesting. You mean the biolab, the data center, the headmaster's room, and the dorm rooms on the second floor? It's in your hands. So I'm your errand boy now? Okay, interesting. How did you assume that it opens all that? How did you assume that? Okay, I want can't I investigate again because her hand was very interesting. But why can't I check that? Okay. Alright. Let's check them up then. Because I didn't memorize all that. Is there some... Yeah, there's something here. So I'll go there first because, you know, it's what it is here. It's closer, you know. I'm not going to make all the way again, you know. Okay, where was it? Was it this way? No. Or yeah, it was. My bad. Yeah, this is the creepy classroom. Yep. And this is the biolab. Yep. I still think that this hallway is pretty scary. Honestly. Okay. The RAW biolab. Biolab, yeah. The biolab was definitely locked before. Okay, let's give it a shot. When I went to insert the key I had found in the garden into the keyhole, the key isn't even close to fitting. Okay, it opens all that. Okay, it doesn't open, yeah. Which means the key doesn't go to this room. I mean, it makes sense because of the pattern of the key. Okay, let's check next spot, which is the data center. That could be, actually. Yeah, I think it's a data center actually. Wait, what is that? Control room. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I have a hunch. With that. Let's check. Okay, take your time. Take your time. Okay, this doesn't happen usually. Weird. I don't understand what's going on. Okay. So it was. It was okay. It got kind of laggy all of a sudden. It was. Oh, come on. Here, yeah. Why is it? Why is it laggy? Why is it so laggy all of a sudden? Like honestly. Um. Excuse me. Okay, no, seriously, why is it so laggy? Just because I teleported, right? Is that why? Okay, that's weird. Let's see if it fixes once I get inside the data lab, because I'm going to go inside. Let's be honest. Oh, come on, why is it lagging so much? The door to the data center was definitely locked before. Okay, let's give it a shot. When I went to insert the key I found in the garden into the keyhole. Aha, I knew it. I knew it. It fits. That's what she said. Okay, no, sorry. Then this is the key to the data center. I'd managed to unlock the data center. I guess all that running around paid off. I had to go tell everyone else. I immediately headed back to the garden. Seriously? Why don't you go inside by yourself? Grow a bone. Oh my goodness. So, you're back. How'd it go? I found out which room the key goes to. It's the data center down on the 4th floor. Then we can get into the data center now? No, we can't. The neurons, okay. Interesting. But why did the now deceased have that key on them? I suppose we'll just have to go to the data center and find out. Sorry, hiccup. Yeah, I think you're right. So, guys, I've been noting because all of a sudden, I felt like people came into my streams more often, like either on YouTube and or Twitch, both of them. And suddenly I felt like that stopped happening, and I'm guessing that it's because most people are not on vacation anymore, and they have less time. I guess summer really has its perks. Yeah, it's a shame that people is not on vacation anymore. But well, I should be used to that at this point, so it's fine. I'm not complaining or anything. It's just an observation, I understand. I have 38 followers. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Come on. Yeah. Wait. Let me check one thing. Never mind. Okay. Looks like the doors is still unlocked. Hey, so when you open that door, there's not gonna be another huge kaboom like before, right? Bring Toko and let's find out. Make her open the door. You're asking that question now? Yeah. Don't worry, we have Makoto. Damn. Okay, thank you. What? It's in your hands. Again? It means I trust you. Okay, that's a good point. That's an absolute lie. I'm just being used. What are you doing there? In the corner. Come on. I'm not even going to talk to you. I'll just open the door, I guess. Whoa. Okay. Byakuya jump scare. Okay. I reach out and put my hand on the door. I close my eyes and try to clear my mind. With a silent prayer, I slowly open the door. Hmm. Hmm. Nothing happened. After making sure I was still alive, I slowly opened my eyes. Oh, hi Monokuma! Okay, this isn't. Okay, wait. This room is an important room, I'm feeling like. In a word, the room was strange. I mean, all the rooms up till now were strange, but this room had a special kind of strangeness. It wasn't a surface fear like the rest of the school. Here, the fear was lurking beneath the surface. The room was filled with that kind of dread. Hey, that's... Hiro extended a trembling hand and pointed at the door, I'm guessing. Oh. Look at all these monitors on the wall. Look what they're showing. Yeah, the entire class. Like the entire school. Each monitor displayed a different section of the school. The dorms, the classrooms, every part of the school was covered. This is... It's the direct feed from every single surveillance camera. All the cameras in the school feed back into this room, and they're displayed here on these monitors. So the sole purpose of this room is to watch us. To watch us? Then this room is the mastermind's private room, without a doubt. Mastermind's room. Does that make sense? So the mastermind was here. It's probably behind that door. Watching us. Then I think this settles it. Huh? The body in the garden. If they had the key to this room, it can only mean one thing. That was the body of Mukuro Ikusawa, and she was the mastermind. Then the mastermind is dead? Like really, really dead? It would seem so. For serious? It's too bad they had to go and die before Master could kill them himself. I don't know what that phrase means. Are you horny? Are you scared? What are you feeling right now? The mastermind is dead? Could that really be true? Does that mean it's all over? Because, I mean, that body... Yeah, that's completely dead. Whatever happened, they obviously didn't die a natural death. Okay, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that, Makoto? Like, let's think about it. Okay, we found the body lying down on the floor. Okay, in a completely unnatural position too. Like, you don't die like that. Come on. The body was stabbed. Okay. Is that the chest? Is that the guts? Well, stabbed in any case. A lot of blood pouring out too, and on top of that, she or he, because we don't really know if it's a she, but I think she is. She exploded. Do you really think she didn't die a natural death? I'm not sure myself. I'm not sure. Come on. Get serious, please. So who was it that? So who was it that? But if the mastermind really is dead, that means we can finally get out of this hellhole. Or that we are trapped forever. That could be also an option. We all gotta hurry up and find the exit, come on! No, we have to check this area thoroughly first. Huh? But what about the exit? The mastermind truly is dead. We can leave whenever we decide to. Or we are trapped here forever, which is also a possibility. But right now, we need to find out why the mastermind set up this life or death game in the first place. And I'm bothered by the fact that the mastermind was obviously murdered. Yeah, true, what is with that? Murder? No, it was suicide, come on. So you think so too, huh? Okay, no, that's me. So you think so too, huh? Naturally. Like, come on, you don't have to be very clever to think that. Come on. The state of the corpse makes it plain as day. There is absolutely no doubt. Mastermind was murdered. Why it's gotta be that way? I mean, who could even done it? That's exactly why I say we need to investigate the purpose and identity of the mastermind. Now, do you understand, useless insect? You're banned from talking to Master ever again. Who are you to ban people from talking? That's Vyakuya's purpose. That's the thing that he can do. Mastermind's purpose and why they were killed. This room may very well hold the answers to those questions. After all, the mastermind must have spent who knows how much time here. Okay then, let us begin our search. It's time to uncover the identity of the mastermind. Fine, let's look at things. Is it a thing? Wait, can I check? Okay, never mind. There's a bunch of computers all lined up. They look like high performance PCs. Okay, I need one. Can you give me one, please? Nothing like the ancient laptop alter ego was installed on. Like my PC. They're all on, but they seem to be locked. So what? We can't do anything. Just use your fighting spirit to force your way in? No. I mean, unless you do like Aqua from Oshinoko that spent like years trying to find the password for her mother's phone. Like literal years of his life. What century are you from? The mastermind must be using this to monitor the network. An alter ego. You may well be right about that. But there's no point in thinking about it now. You're right. Okay, let's see the door, yeah. This door's kinda creepy. It's got a picture of Monokuma on it. Monokuma, how can it be scary? It's Monokuma, come on. Well, it could be inside. No lag. And no surprise either. The door's locked, huh? What if you use the key that opened this room? Let's give it a try just in case. Yeah, because that's very secure. Having the same key for every door, yeah. Nope, no good. It won't even fit in the keyhole. What a surprise. Oh. Well, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. The mastermind's dead, right? So nothing's gonna happen to us. Yeah, I guess you're right. I can't stop thinking about that door with Monokuma's picture on it. But worrying about it isn't gonna do me any good. Hina's right, the mastermind's gone, so there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. And yet, I don't open the door. Okay, fine. Alright, let's check the map. That's something that I'm concerned about. The map. What's with that? There's really a ridiculous number of monitors here. We know. The mastermind's been using them all to spy on us. As long as I have this... Huh? Look at my master go. It's like a feast for the eyes. Oh my, it's a monthly membership. Wait, are you going to subscribe to his OnlyFans? Yeah. That's just kind of creepy. Why does no one say anything about the literal world map here? Why is no one surprised about that? I will be very surprised about that, personally. There's nothing showing up on this one. Huh? Hey, look! Next to that TV! Isn't that a TV antenna? That's a weird antenna. It is! It's just like the one my grandma uses. It's literally one of those high-def antennas. Wait, so if we hook up that antenna, we could watch TV? Huh? Did someone say TV? Well, Saturday morning, Hina's here. Are you talking about me? Anyway, if we can watch TV, let's do it. Come on. Ah, you're all starved for info from the outside world, huh? Alright, let me work my magic and you'll be quantum leaping your way to TV land before you know it. I mean, I get the reference, but what's he talking about? I don't get the reference, what is it? Oh. What's wrong? Good news for all you Saturday morning kiddies out there. I think I got the TV working. Really? Now all we gotta do is switch it on. And it's going to be broken or something like that. Look at that. Then do it. Freaking idiot mastermind. All you guys need to cut free from your regrets of the outside world. And they were sitting here watching TV the whole time? They really thought they could get away with it? What? Eh? What? Huh? This is the feed coming from the surveillance camera monitoring this room, isn't it? Why is there even a surveillance camera in here? Like, it makes no sense. Like, why would you surveil this room? Just look at it, you know, if you are there. Huh? That's weird. Yeah, it is. Hey, what are you doing? That's really weird. You're weird. We're in every way possible. And not just weird, super weird. But this TV isn't hooked up to anything but the antenna. So how is it showing the camera feed? Did you try changing the channel? Oh, good idea. Let's give that a try. Oops. Oh, damn. Alright. Here I went through each channel one by one. But on every channel it was just us. It was a live feed of us standing there in the data center. What the heck? Is it broken or something? No, there must be some kind of trick to it, some weird setup. Oh,
A trick? What kind of trick?
I'm not sure, but... Huh?
Huh? What?
Wait. I'm sorry. I just love he looks so happy too. Look at him. Okay. What?
Yeah! Been a while, the freaking bastards!
Monokuma? How? You're supposed to be dead.
Yeah! Me then? Don't be freaking stupid!
Hey, you're acting kinda strange. Kinda sus. Something seems different. The laugh. The laugh is different.
Of course I'm different. Evolution is perfectly natural. After all, I've been hibernating for 2 years already.
Not even. It's been like half a day at most. How are you alive again?
Oh yeah, that's it. The look on your faces right now is sublime. That's why I wanted to see the moment you went from hope to despair.
Don't tell me you pretended to be dead all for this moment.
Why will a bear pretend to be dead? You're the ones who should pretend to be dead when you see a bear.
Okay, that's a good point.
I mean, that's totally laughable. It makes me laugh. I'm gonna laugh now. And that's that.
I love him so much, I'm sorry.
Well, it's almost time to cut off your past so full of hope and begin to despair at the future ahead of you. I want you all to have way more fun in this killing game.
You can't be serious, we have to keep going. No, we were supposed to get out of here.
Get out of here? Are you still obsessed with getting out of here? Ah, no, you're not getting. There is no getting out of here. And besides, this life isn't all bad, you know? I mean, there's stuff you won't like about life no matter where you are.
Are you serious? This place is the worst.
It's the worst. Does that mean you're in despair? Ah! Well, I'm pooped from all that laughing. I guess I'll just get to the point now.
Point?
You guys really struck gold when you found that TV. Yes, indeed. That TV is an essential part of your school life here.
I knew it was hiding a secret of some kind. But I connected antenna, so why is it just showing us the surveillance feed?
Look how attentive they are now. Well then, I'm gonna let you in on a blood-gushing secret and tell you about it. That TV is absolutely without a doubt displaying the signal coming in on the antenna.
Huh? But what does that mean? It's displaying the signal, but it's just us standing here.
Ah, you're so stupid. Don't you get it? Fine, I'll just tell you. This killing game is being broadcast live to the entire world. It's the most popular thing on TV.
What?
The killing game is being broadcast live to the entire world. It's the most popular thing on TV.
It doesn't matter how many times he says it. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. I mean, even if I understood the words, I'm not sure I'd understand the deeper meaning. What? Broadcast live to the entire world? What kind of bad joke is this? So we are like in a Big Brother, something like that. It can't be. Have they taken over the airwaves somehow? The camera feed is being broadcast? No way, that's impossible.
That kind of overconfidence is a major weakness in your crisis management system. You know that. And you need this one weird trick that I found, and hijacking the airwaves is easy mode.
Are you being serious right now?
Of course.
I heard a kind of creaking. The sound was coming from my own mind. Like a boat tossing in the ocean, my mind has begun to creak and groan.
Everything has a meaning, you know? All the hints I gave you, all those tantalizing tidbits about the school's mysteries. Even me luring you here right now. Why would I do any of that without a reason? It was all for my captive audience, to show them true despair like they've never seen it before. I became the director of a despair-based production. This is the ultimate reality show, the best in despair entertainment.
You're lying. If this was on TV, the police and everyone else will be going crazy. Yeah, there's no way they wouldn't have tried to come and rescue us.
What if they already did?
Huh?
But then again, it's not really any of their business, right? Sure, some people might yell at their TV to try and warn you, but who will actually come here to help? Don't you think that's possible? I don't really know personally, though. No, whatever.
But to take control of all communication like that, you'd need an astronomical amount of resources.
Yep. How cool things have come this far? Well, that's a secret. There's something you'll need to do first, remember?
What?
Yeah, duh, there's the little business of...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait, is it time?
A body has been discovered.
Oh.
After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Huh? Class trial? Do you mean...
I leave the next one file right here. Everyone give it all you've got, okay? Okay, things are gonna get pretty crazy from here on out. You're in for a heck of a ride. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Okay, what's going on? What's going on? So many revelations. So many things. So many things to think about. This is getting crazy. And then he was gone. Reality was incomprehensible, the truth hopelessly out of reach. All we were left with was despair. We stood there for I don't know how long, frozen in place. I couldn't think. It took everything I had just to keep myself standing upright. I don't understand any of this. What's this per entertainment, and how is she still alive? I thought that finally we could get out of here. And plus, what did he say about the class trial? Well, that part's obvious. The class trial is the class trial. What it means is that at this point we have to figure out who the culprit is. Figure out who killed Kyoko. What? What are you talking about? I thought Mokuro Ikusawa was the one who died. The victim was female, right? Kyoko certainly fulfills that condition. And if Monokuma is still alive and active, that means that the mastermind Mokuro Ikusawa isn't dead. So naturally that body can't belong to her, so it must be Kyoko. There's no other possibility. Oh damn. The body is Kyoko's. Okay, wait, I need to refresh a little. Ah. Oh, that feels great. Alright. Let's keep going. Kyoko's been murdered. No, it's not possible. Because I don't know anything about her yet. I don't even know who she really is. To have it end like this, I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it. Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. If you refuse to believe, it's your responsibility to uncover the truth for yourself. Myself. Anyway, we'd better begin. But if we're gonna have a class trial, then that means the killer. Correct. It must be someone participating in our school life. Wait, so you're saying one of us killed Kyoko? Well, that's not precisely what I'm saying, no. Huh? But you just said. I don't have to explain now. There is a veritable mountain of issues I need to confirm. So I'm going to begin my search. If you value your lives, you'll put everything you have into this. That is how this game works, after all. Investigate. Okay. Well, I'd better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. Oh, like the meme? Metal pipe? The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. The unidentified body. Could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice, I have to investigate. I have to uncover truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime, back to the garden. Finally. I will be able to check her hand. Oh, and I teleport, great. Okay, time to get started. I need to check it anywhere that may be important, from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. Yeah, true. Okay. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Okay, the hand. Finally. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they'd get in the way of formal activity. Fake nails. Is that all? There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like a wolf. It looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. Tattoo on the right hand. Okay. Let's check this. Maybe the lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it. Oh, okay, yeah. Which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? I guess. Not her shoes. Okay, can I? Oh yeah, I can. Okay. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let's check this part then. The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half. The bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? But body analysis. Okay, I'm guessing that that will be important somehow. The fact that one half of the body is wet and the other isn't, that's going to be important, I think. Okay, the knife. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this? It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. Makes sense, yeah. In the Monokuma file side, the knife went all the way through the body, from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Yeah. Probably, pretty much. Either way, this knife... it looks really familiar. Wait, is this? Yep, it is. That's it. It's a knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. Okay, I just pressed, sorry. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab that same mask attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked I was in a kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then And if this really is Kyoko, it will mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. Things are getting very interesting. Okay, the hat, the helmet, the mask. These look like fragments of something. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like it before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. Fragments near the dead body has been added to the trust. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Okay, should I check this place just in case? Just to be sure, I should take a look at the tool shed. Alright. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? No. I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. It pretty much will be the way. Top is wet and covered with mud and grime. But the underside, it's surely clean and completely dry. One side of that tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. Someone moved the body after it was set on fire. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. So I'll be going then. I'll be going back. Anything else? Yeah, let's count the chickens. Let's see how many chickens are there now. I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. One's missing. I count 4 chickens. Huh? 4? What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're one short. Let me drink some water. My throat is killing me. Ah, my throat is killing me. My goodness. Ah. Okay, it feels annoying. Wait, because it's not it's like it itches, you know? It's weird. It's pretty weird. Wait. My throat itches. Hold on. Alright. Okay. Am I going to die, guys? Am I going to die because I played Danganronpa? Is that it? Maybe I should drink some more water. Yeah, maybe I should. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll drink more. It's so hot here, too. Alright. Alright. Okay, I think I'm better now. Probably, I don't know. Well. Huh? Ah! That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore here and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Chicken coop chickens. Okay. And we still have more things to check, so I'm going to check this. If this is changed, it may be relevant to the case. This is the panel that controls the sprinkles. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinkles turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then if the body was here before then, the sprinkles should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place after. Interesting, and I still have more things to check apparently. No matter when, no matter where, surveillance cameras are following our every move. Wait. We have access to the surveillance room now, right? So, shouldn't we be able to check at the cameras and see what happened? I mean, they're absolutely everywhere. How many cameras does this place have anyway? And that's it. Okay, oh, okay, there's one more thing, but I don't think it's relevant at all. The Monokuma flower, huh? Is it true? Does it really eat paper, plastic, and people? Anyway, I don't think it's related to the case, so I think I'll just stay away. What should I... Oh, am I missing... Sprinkles? Those nozzles poking out. Are those the sprinkles? Oh, nice. Okay. Wait, okay, I'm missing this. This is one of the monitors Monokuma appears on. It seems pretty useless when he's not on it. Actually no, it's totally useless no matter what. You're being too rough with the poor little thing. Let's talk with the people then, and see what they had to say. Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked, before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some... It was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. I saw there was a knife sticking out of the stomach and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Yakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody, but for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it. Interesting. Interessante. Wow, thanks, that was a big help. Now that you explain it, I totally remember how it looked. All having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So thank you too. Nice. Fine, what do you have to say? Toko? So, who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't wanna faint anymore. Okay, you were pretty useful. Thank you. Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. What do you want to talk about? I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi? Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. One thing I want to say. How can you ask me for my alibi when we don't know the time at which the body was killed, nor where it happened? I can say that I was at 7 in my bed, and I could still be a suspect because we don't know the place nor the hour of the murder. So how can I say anything that can act as my alibi? But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it? Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hero's been spending most of his time in the garden. Okay, wait, sorry. I have to, okay? Sorry, I'm very sorry about this, but I have to. Hero's been spending most of his time living in a gangster's paradise. I'm sorry, I had to. I had to. I absolutely love that. Sorry. Been spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. I think the lyrics were like that. I'm not sure though. He has been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be in here. And I can... Okay. Damn. This is a very unstable phone holder. What the fuck? Okay. Alright. Don't fall anymore. I didn't even touch you. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was nobody here. Literally. So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. True. I remember now. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko. And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one. I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. But you never came to the door. So, where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth. I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so that's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be at quite a disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Byakuya's account has been out. Okay. And no, we still have to talk with Hiro. Okay. I would rather not, honestly, but we gotta, so. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and. Oh, well, I was just thinking out when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual. And I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Choco went to go get that pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? Ah, my butt. Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 dot now. That's right, it had to have been right around 9 o'clock. Ah, now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. Okay. And yeah, that's all. I think I've checked everything I need to do in this area. But I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically the fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. Where is that? And I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true, was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room... I will simply limit your options. I can allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity. Limit my option. Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Okay. Hey, Byakuya. I have something to ask of you. Hey, Byakuya. you do come here, if you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it. Later, at the glass trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all. Of course, if I were to go with you, that will be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see. Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay then. In the meantime, I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. I don't know where is that. You'll have to give me a hint. So let's check the map. It'll be around here. Oh, a gym. Gym? Why the gym? Why the gym? Why the gym though? Been spending most of lives living in a gangster's paradise. I got it stuck on my head now. Monokuma's laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here. Oh! I just found something. What is it? It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma road, I'm sure. Bomb? And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. Fragments I found in the garden. Okay. Okay, I checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya.
Okay.
Been spending most of their lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of their lives living in a gangster's paradise. Sorry, I'm sorry about the awful shout that I'm giving to you. I really like that song, okay? I just really like that song. Been spending most of their life living in a gangster's paradise. Okay, Barakuya. Hello. Hey, babe. Yep. You think you can go soon, Byakuya? You've been out for like 5 minutes and you want me to go now? Come on. You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Ah, wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Yay! No, I'm sorry, I tried to stop. It's time to stop. Okay, I guess I had to go directly. Okay. Here. I'm not even going to talk with you. Fuck you. I can't. Oh, fuck. Okay. Hey. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid into the keyhole, and then click, and it's open. Looks like it. Thanks. I'm not even going to talk to you. Fuck you. Been spending most of their lives. Maybe I should sing something else. Maybe I should. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna... Wait, how did it continue? Never gonna... You never gonna leave you up, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna na 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 na. I heard you. We aren't strangers to love. Na 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 na. You know the rules, and so do I. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Any other guy, I just gonna tell you how I'm feeling. Just gonna make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Okay, I gotta stop. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. What's this? I have that one song stuck now. What is this? 6. What? It's a good block decoration. I don't think that's a decoration. What's that? What purpose does it serve? You should. Yeah. You serve no purpose. I think it's probably a key. Yeah, pretty much. I thought the same. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. Based. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that. But if it is a key, I think I may know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo? Well, there were some locks there, right? Some lockers, maybe? I'm going to check around just in case. Maybe the bed has something. Where's her bed? I don't see anything interesting here, at least not as far as the case is concerned. Okay, I thought you were going to sniff for a second. Here's the bathroom. She might have certain articles hanging out to dry. I'd better not look inside. You are the weirdest teenager boy that I've ever met in my life. Like, I'm pretty sure every teen boy, because of the hormones, you know, just at the thought that they may see something interesting, I'm pretty sure they check. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Something totally different is if that's justified. It isn't justified, of course, but I think at least most teenagers boys totally will. They wouldn't think about what's appropriate and what isn't. They just think with you know what. Alright, so there's nothing else here, I guess, so let's go to the dojo. No, I have stuck it. It is stuck in my head. Wasn't the dojo? Yeah, the dojo is that, right? That's the dojo, right? But I can. Oh, I still can't leave. I guess I have to tell Byakuya that I have to leave too. You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko. You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here? Sorry. Regardless if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete. Something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know. Earlier Kyoko gave me something. Huh? What's this? Consider it a symbol of my determination. Sans Undertale. Don't open it yet, only open it if something ever happens to me. Or you're going to open. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it. What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets. Imagine I check under the sheets and I see a monster, something like that, looking at me, staring at me directly. That would be creepy as hell. Imagine if it's her, like she's just there looking at us. That's all that was in there. Yeah, it looks like it. Under the sheets. What could it be? Oh my fucking god, you are so fucking dumb. Well, This note says under the sheets. I wonder what does that mean? These cryptic messages, seriously. Come on. Oh my goodness. Please. But could something be hidden under the bedsheet? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lift up the sheets, what's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. I'm sorry. I know what it means, but I couldn't help but think of it like this. Mukuro Ikusawa. Sex. F. No sex. None at all. Like, I saw a meme, I think it was yesterday. It was the other day in any case. That was like, it was like some sort of document, meant to identify like an ID, right? And it was a guy, right? And when it said sex, it said no experience. I'm sorry. I find that kind of things funny. I'm really sorry. Class number 78, student registry. Mukuro Ikusawa. It appears to be Mukuro Ikusawa's profile. Yeah, looks like it. Thanks for stating the obvious, by the way. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room, along with the key.
God, you're so annoying. Fine, I'll tell you. It was a key and... That's it.
This must be the blank that Monokuma... Yeah. we're talking about. Kyoko said that death without meaning wasn't appealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. Name Mukuro Ikusawa. Sex female. The ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood. Oops. I moved the table, sorry. And soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. Fenrir? Isn't that Clouds from Final Fantasy sword? No, that's the Buster Sword, yeah. Fenrir, I know that's something related to that Final Fantasy game. What is that? Wait, let me check. Is it an organization? Is this a reference? Is this a reference to Final Fantasy? I'm checking. I'm checking. Penetrate. Fine. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a salmon. Okay. I see. Alright. My bad then. My bad. It's a salmon. That's it. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Fine. Alright, let's continue then. Ah. This holder is so crappy. This holder is no good, man. Okay. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she'd received burial training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Mukuro's profile. Okay. The Ultimate Soldier, a mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in is like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different it is. That was how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it? Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. Wait, Fenrir is from the Nordic mythology, right? Then, if I remember correctly, it's a wolf. So, in fact, that body is Mukuro Ikusawa after all. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Fenrir has already.
Oh, wow! I feel like our hero is becoming a big player, and a big player is becoming our hero.
Ah, it's you.
Huh? What have you got in your pretty little hand there? Uh-oh, you found her profile?
So what if we did? Don't. Okay, it's Monokuma.
Don't freak out on me. I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she's stolen and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and buzzed into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivorous, you know?
Our rule violations rule is unforgivable. You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours.
Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself.
Oh? So you're saying you had to follow your own rules as well?
Absolutely. I can have you complaining about how unfair it all is. How can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting?
Interesting.
It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Yeah, true. Something interesting is that there are these people, but the file said, I think it was 79 actually. Student 79, something like that. Let me check. 70 something, yeah. So does that mean that there were more people?
When you all first got together in the main hall way back when, there were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all.
Misunderstanding? Are you saying?
That's right, there weren't actually 15 of you. The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16.
Oh, okay, I expected more. 16? Then Mukuro Ikusa. Okay, this is how many times have we seen this? The 16th student lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. 16th student. Mukuro Ikusaba. Okay, wait, let me check something. Real quick. Alright, I was just checking. Oh, my knee. Oh no. Okay, that hurts. I was just checking my cupboard basically because the other day I found a cockroach inside of a inside of a shelf, and ever since I've been pretty paranoid about that. And I was like, okay, what if I see any other inside of furniture, right? And if it was going to be inside of my cupboard, my table, I'd probably lose it. I hate cockroaches. I hate bugs overall, but cockroaches, I just can't take them. Okay. So the one making all the regulation is... Why?
Huh? Did you say something?
Why are you telling us all this?
Ah, well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I didn't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know? Make sense? Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you.
Revenge?
I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm gonna share a little secret with ya.
Seriously?
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out, all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but... She wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see.
What? Okay, I didn't remember about this.
Okay, now that's all you get.
My... Okay, Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars. Wait, so on the back of her hand? But that's not a scar, that's a tattoo. That's different. The tattoo. Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically say they wear scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves to hide the scars. Which means, and you wouldn't even have fake nails if you wanted to hide your hands. Right? There's no point. Those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap? God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Damn. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here. Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules of the game. But why would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. The mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to the case. Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That will explain why we will have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that will make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer. She killed Kyoko. Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began. But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind. Mukuro Ikusawa isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point. Mukuro giving us information that will raise questions about her will be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense, then, to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. Yep. Pretty much. Okay, I see. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible. What if that's really true? If Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected. Oh yeah, true, I forgot about that. Well, are you coming? Okay, let's go. Yeah, see, the lockers, yeah. Should I check the lockers directly? Okay. There are wooden lockers here. They use good block keys, just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers. Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right? That's the only one that doesn't have a key in at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found at that locker, right? Well, just try it. Okay. Let's see what is inside. I took out the cool block key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock and click. The locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. Oh? Oh. Arrows? I could use them. I could totally use them. Just give them to me, okay? There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium. Excuse me. 1 second, please. Ah. Alright. Which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Sorry. There's something bothering me. Wait. Alright, I think I'm done. Of course, without a bow, there are nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Why is this important? Why is this important? Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a weighted ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used. Oh, it fell again. This doesn't hold shit. This doesn't hold shit. I mean, I watched One Piece today using this, but come on, this doesn't hold shit. Okay. I wonder what this was used for. It has blood. Yeah. Is that a blood stain? If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. But not necessarily. We don't know how long that has been there. This duct tape is... That doesn't look like duct tape at all. Honestly. This duct tape is related to the case somehow. But how could it possibly be involved? Bloody duct tape. Okay. I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Probably it won't be useful anymore. Something wrong? It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker room wind up in the victim's room? Or perhaps Yakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. And what is the next location? We have no clue. Right now, we don't have anywhere else to go. Huh? What next location? There's still something we need to look into. What is? We need to do more research on Fenrir. How are we going to do that? Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was a part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? The library? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Search? Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of info that general public doesn't have access to. We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. Okay. Hello. Hello. What are you doing? It's like, have you seen those videos? I think it's an indie guy, and I don't know. I find his videos really funny. I think it's meant to be like ironical. I think, but it's like it is him reacting to videos. Okay. Usually TikToks or Instagram, you know, this kind of. But I think they are TikToks, yeah. And he always goes like, first of all, he always go like, "Hello, how you doing?" I'm sorry, I'm very bad imitating the indie accent. But yeah, he always start, and with that accent, it is like that. It is always like, "Hello, how are you doing? How you doing?" Something like that, and then he usually goes like, "Wow!" I love them. I love them so much. It's always so funny. It makes everything 10 times funnier. I don't even know how is he called, but sometimes I stumble upon his videos, and I always find them so funny. Yeah. Hello, how you doing? And sometimes it's not even a person, you know. It's like maybe it's a dog or even an object, and he always go anyway like hello. Hello. I don't know, I find it so funny, honestly. My humor sometimes is very basic, honestly, but just sometimes. Okay, I believe there was a file related to firmware somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with a file in hand. Hello, what you found? What you found, Byakuya? I'm very bad with accents, overall. Right now I need to talk to Byakuya. That's what I did! I talked with him! Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? You don't need to know any language. Just look. How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I read it for you, but I expect you to repay your doubt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? What is Byakuya? Byakuya is looking like in that one meme that goes like pathetic. Ferrer, how does he look from there? How can he read? He shouldn't. Ferrer is an light fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a first group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. Direct? They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group and they simply imploded. What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality. Our reality. And in your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I let you be. Ah, Doki Doki. The flashbacks. The flashbacks. Oh my god. The battlefields are much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Why does it... Why do you say it with that face? Exciting finally isn't the word I will use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the report says something out where the name Fenrir comes from, right? Don't be stupid, Makoto, please! Don't be stupid, please! Don't be fucking stupid. Think for once. For fuck's sake. Think for once, please. That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad. Okay, wait. Let me think. They mark themselves on their right hand, probably. We'll get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. Oh, interesting. Okay, Makoto, please don't connect the dots here, please. Please don't. I mean, you should. You totally should. But I will be surprised. It just now. It clicked in your mind right now. I will be very surprised if you did. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean he's so fucking dumb? He only had to look at the document once. Please. Become smarter. You really need it. Seriously. Like it was obvious. It was pretty obvious. Come on. Ah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh. Okay, is it lagging again? Oh. Time to.
Time is utterly silent and yet it constantly assaults us. Organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. Damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
The time has come. Oh. The occasions in which I actually say the next line without actually knowing it is amazing. I swear I don't know what they are going to say. I swear. What we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial. It will seem that way. Let's go. Okay. Okie dokie. Then let's go. I'll let you be. I swear I clicked. Oh no, not you talking now. Ah, Yakoya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Good question. Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go out together. Just the two of you. What? Are you jealous? Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself? Stop talking and embrace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10. What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet? Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or...
Oh, what?
Jesus! Okay, let me drink some more water, please. Why? There's something weird about Monokuma. He keeps laughing in a different way. I think he never did before. I think. Okay, my legs hurt so much.
Yaho, did I scare you?
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that?
What? I made you wait? You got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait.
Huh?
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we?
What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you.
Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I arrange a punishment right now.
If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look. I'm here and the rule's been broken. It shouldn't be a surprise, we all know it's not Kyoko, come on. It just takes 2 brain cells to know that it wasn't Kyoko, come on. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive! No, that's a ghost! Stop talking.
If you wanna fight, do it at the class trial, you need to save some of the fun for later, right?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late? I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong?
You're so selfish. So spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty, officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you.
When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die? Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? No, I mean he's right. He's right. This just complicates the case way more. He's right. Now we've got to deal with a ghost. I told you, stop talking. Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long? I'll be happy with this trial when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone fell into the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Oh, Jesus! Come on! Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So, I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. Eh? The second floor? There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcements because of that. I had no idea what had been discovered. Then, when did you find out? Just now. I finished my search and came back down, just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late. I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to. Actually, to be precise, not quite. I use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? Yoko's account, okay. Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma. We can go over all the details after we go through the trial, okay Makoto? Right now I just want to focus on surviving our current situation. Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. Class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her? Well, if that's so. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Okay, let's go. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And here starts the trial. And the doors slid shut. I'm going to keep going. Usually I think I'd stop, but I don't know how long the trial is. So I'm going to start it and I'll proceed as much as I can. Because I know that the last case is very long, from what I've been told. So I want to progress as much as I can. This time the clanking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can imagine never getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. What is it? It was the blinding light of despair. Okay, that's... someone forgot to install the source for Counter-Strike.
I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed. Let's get on with the show.
Okay, wait, that's quick. And so, the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judge. Okay. Start repeating yourself. Really, you're so quicky. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. Wait, isn't that a video game? Deadly deception. I'm going to look it up. Because it kind of rings a bell. What, wasn't it a deadly premonition? Or maybe a deadly deception too? I don't know. I'm checking. I want to make sure. Oh. Deadly premonition. Deception. Headline? Deadly deception. Wait. It's a TV show. Eh? Okay, I'm finding very weird things. Okay, it's a TV series. Alright, I don't want to keep reading. Okay. I guess I was mistaken. Fine. Alright then, let's continue, I guess. Okay, let's see if it doesn't. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. Oh. Okay. Okay, a deadly judgment, a deadly deception, A deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. Faith? A deadly class trial! Go. Yeah, let's save. You never know. You never know. Ba 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 da ba. You never know. Ba ba da ba. What's going on with me today? I think I don't have any new skills, so yeah, let's just go then. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba. Trial or rise. We are very few now. Let's begin with a basic. Okay, it's Monokuma.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trials, and your vote will determine the results. If you could figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackhead, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is. It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation. Bruh. Kyoko's standing right there. No, that's a ghost. But she has legs and stuff. Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology. There's a limit of how much ridiculousness I can tolerate. Okay, so I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body. Her traits? One important trait Kyoko has that proves their body doesn't belong to her. The gloves. I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery, I'm sure of it. In that case, I think it will be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves. And would you happen to know the answer? In fact, Monokuma told me, apparently you have scars in your hands you don't want anyone to see. Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right? Then probably just got burned up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all. There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to. Make your argument, okay. Okay, I have 3. Tattoo on the right hand, exploded body analysis, fake nails. As usual, I read it once. That Kyoko there is just a ghost. Impossible. Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost. The dead body wasn't wearing gloves. And she was wearing gloves before the explosion. This entire discussion is idiotic. Okay, I'm thinking I know that body isn't Kyoko's and I know I can prove it. Okay, I'm thinking fake nails. I think the fake nails, as I said before, should prevent you from wearing gloves, right? Oh fuck. Okay. Fine. Okay, it's the next one. So. Yeah. I knew it. I knew it. Break. Break dance. Woo! No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that will have him a pretty big pain. La Rosalía. Rosalía tra. Malamente. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think? Thank you. Thank you. You're finally making some sense. Thank you very much. Jeez, man. You don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that. Bruh. Bruh, I'm not going to dignify your comment with a response. If anyone doesn't know women, it's you. The call out. Well, Kyoko, any thoughts? These gloves were custom made, to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, gloves wouldn't fit properly. Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko. Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here. Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First we need to figure that out. Oh, it fell again! Oh my god, stop! I didn't even touch it, nor move the table or anything like that. Stop moving! That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles. Before anything, we had to identify the victim. Everything starts from here. It's pretty obvious. This is pretty easy. Make your argument. Rinku's exploded body analysis tattoo on the right hand. It's going to be that. It's going to be that because it's obvious. Yes. Then who died? There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any descriptions in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can identify the body, then there's nothing else we can do, right? We can. And the one thing that can tell us was on the victim's own body. Yeah. It's a penultimate woman, I am pretty sure. The reflexes. I am a lynx after all. I have a great vision and reflexes. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body. What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death. A cruel and unusual death? Because I gotta see. She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about. The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand. Oh yeah, the design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it to be like... I really wonder how does your mind work? What kind of logic is that? Why is that the first thing that you come up with? Her master must have made her get it like to be like you're my bitch. Oh my goodness. Okay, Toko things, I guess. Seriously? They really did something that humiliating? Honestly, if if they really wanted to do something like that, they would probably... Okay, I can't believe I'm going to say this. The first thing will probably be a gum tattoo, right? You know, these things that... You know what I'm talking about. My god. This... I can't believe this is turning out like this. Alright, let's continue. No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo. Whoa, really? If you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should become clear. Yeah, pretty obvious. And it should be... We have a lot of... it should be this, I think. Yeah. It should be this. Got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to. Okay, so... Bruh. To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad will get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. Fenrir? The image that represents Fenrir is... I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing Fenrir weirdly, I don't know how to pronounce that. Hangman's Gambit. Wolf. I don't even need a clue. I know it's wolf. Wolf. That's it. It was pretty easy. Wolf. Awoo. Wolf O'Donnell? What's the matter, Scare? The representation of Fenrir is a wolf. Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok, it's from Norse mythology, a huge war-ending wolf beast. Mr. Beast? He's a child of the trickster god Loki and a female giant, and he fought Hela on the Rainbow Bridge, and there was Hulk as well, and when Hulk arrived at the spot, he didn't transform at first, so he landed really fast against the bridge. It was really a very comical moment. Yeah, sorry. Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star. Wait, did they vote for her, I think? Oh, sorry. Bless myself. A wolf tattoo, then that means... Exactly, the body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro. What? Hold on, isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed, the trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Are you saying that mastermind is dead and now we have to have a class trial? I mean... We already were in a class trial, you know. No, it means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all. But I mean, being the ultimate despair, it seems like a pretty masterminded title to me. Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All I'd say was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right? So that means Kyoko got it wrong? Then who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually, when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail. So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant. Then who's the real mastermind? It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all. No, headmaster has nothing to do with it. But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong. My information was not wrong.
Okay, we're in the middle of the trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. Remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. So then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big old brains.
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body. Then, one of us killed Mukuro? Wait, no, there's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along.
Nope, there are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro? Who did it? Who's the killer this time? Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects. Huh? I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to. Yeah, yeah. Based on what we know, there can only be two suspects. Mukuro and the headmaster, Toko and Genocide Jack, Makoto and Kyoko. You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right? Why do you say that? Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden so I can confirm that at that point there was no dead body there. So the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. No, not really, because we don't know for sure that it happened at the garden. The tarp had to have some use after all. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina and I were in the gym at the entire time. Gym? That's right, the four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects. Exactly so. So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow, I have to clear my name. I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing. Are you thinking of raising an objection? Well, before that I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue. Whatever you want, somebody go ahead and help him out. Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden. Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 PM. Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body. Oh, but what time did we find the body? The one who saw... Okay. The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? When she went to go get the pickaxe. So what time was the body discovered? At 9 o'clock. The body must have been discovered at 9 AM, since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9 and 1. He's right, it had to be around the 10. So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at 9 and 9 in the morning. For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning. We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah, right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it. Which means, from 10 PM to 7:30 AM, you don't have an alibi. Murder happened between 10 PM and 9 AM, and I don't have an alibi from 10 PM till 7:30 AM. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. Yeah, I can prove that it was after 7:30. If I can provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. I can do that. I know how. But make your argument. The tarp, sprinkles, exploded body analysis, fragments near the dead body. It's going to be the sprinklers. It's the sprinklers. That's my alibi. Makoto doesn't have an alibi. Shut up. Looks play some. What? Yeah, keep talking. Yeah, okay, I got it. There's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning. Thinking back, the corpse was almost totally dry, in which case I should be able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden. Yep, I can. Fuck, again? Oh, fuck! Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. Makes me think something weird is going on. I need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Okay, wait, I think it's... Maybe this? No, I don't think so. I think I'll have to... Wait. How did I do that? Okay, I think it was... Oh, yeah, like that. Oh, but nothing happened. Okay, I'm confused. I'm confusion right now. Should I take an argument and use it? Like, I mean... Oh, it fell again. Wait. I want to think this properly before continuing with the because I don't want to lose any time. I know how it goes, and I don't want it to happen. So let's think. Oh, my back is sweaty as fuck. my back is so sweaty. Okay, let me think a little. So somehow I have to prove that it could have happened later. I thought it was going to be about the sprinklers, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that. Right? So how could I use any of my other bullets? I'm confused right now. But how could any of the other bullets? Let me check maybe their description just in case. Let's see. Exploded body analysis. Explosion has burned the upper half of the body beyond recognition. The upper half of the body remained on fire and had to be extinguished. Because of this, the upper half was soaking wet, while the bottom half remained dry. Okay, yeah, I think it's going to be this. Now, the real question is, how, what should I say? Like, where should I use it? Or should I use it? What do you guys think? Let's see if this don't fall. Oh. What is the other? Fragments near the dead body. No, I don't think this is it. Okay, let's try something. But I don't think it's any of that. I think I'll have to capture, you know. Yeah, it's correct up until this. It's not that. It fell again! Stop falling! Stop falling. Why does it keep falling? This doesn't hold shit. Okay, I think I have to catch. But I think it's 7:30. Yeah. Yep. Hello? Why didn't I catch that? Okay. Focus, gauge, concentration. Fast forward, weak spots. Oh, stop falling! For fuck's sake! What the fuck? I don't know why it falls. I don't even touch it. Weird. Okay. Loading, quick select. Crossbolt flashback. You target a weak spot and then hold down the left mouse button. You can use the weak spot as a temporary truth. Oh my goodness! Stop! Okay, maybe it's not well. Let me. I think it is. Okay, let's try this inclination. Let's try that. Oh, this is worse. Okay. Okay, let's try the lowers. This is fine. I don't know if it's fine. I think it's too high. But look like it's fine. Alright. Well, alright. So I can only capture arguments, I see. Hmm. Okay, and we only have two that are 10 and 730. And I don't think those are contradictory, so I'm very confused. 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning. $10, 7:30. I'm very lost. I'm extremely lost. I'm extremely lost. Let's try. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Nothing seems to fit. Why? Why that? Can you explain? Eh? Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later. And what makes you say that? Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked. Hold on, I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet, dripping wet in fact. Sorry Toko, but you're wrong. I'm wrong? Oh, are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? Eh? Eh? Are you saying only the mouth? Oh my goodness, you are so down bad, I swear. How dare you spew such indecent words? No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers. You didn't clarify with that. What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence? Bruh. Man, you're totally wacko. If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why. I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I had to do is hit Toko with certain evidence, and that should do it. If we look at the body itself, that should make it clear. Please don't tell me this is what I think it is. Please, 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 no, 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 please, 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 no, 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 no. Why? Why? What did I do to deserve this? Why must I? Why must I? Please, I don't wanna. Please. I'm sick. I'm tired. Please, don't make me do it. I'll do anything. Please. No. Okay, guys, you know what? I'm going to wash my face for a second. And then I'll try my best, okay? The truth is, I only have 3 hearts, that I'm probably going to die. Because I don't have enough health after all. Anything. Well, alright. I go there. Wait, hold on, because I took out my shoes. I was bare feet, okay? Right. I'll be right back. Oh, what was that? I'll be right back. Alright. Am I prepared? No, I probably am not. But anyway. Anyway. Alright. Let's do this. I guess. The worst part of this is that this is basically an implication that there are going to be more. Right? There are probably going to be more than this one. Okay, how? Ah! Ah! Ah, fuck. Ah! Help! Please. Oh. I can't believe I did it first try. I actually can't believe it. Alright, I think I'm getting better. Even if I don't hear, even if I lag, I'm just too good. I'm just a pro at rhythm games. Because I actually am. I am really good at rhythm games. The thing is, when your PC lags on a rhythm game, and especially if you can't hear the rhythm, it's pretty difficult, you know. But I'm just that good. I'm just that cracked up, guys. Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you see what it was, why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet? So they only got the top wet. bottom was completely dry with a brutal maniac. I'm so sick of her. Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... yeah, she exploded because of you, by the way. Toko. While the body was still on fire, I doused it with water, but only the part on fire, the top half. Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it. So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning. Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9. But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 in the morning, right? So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all, good for you. In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko. Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which will mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone. That's... I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Fun fact, if we vote for you and you weren't the Blacken, you don't die, we do. So that's not a good reason to say, you know, don't vote for me, maybe. Which is why I can't let that happen. Huh? So are you saying you're not the culprit? Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. A trap.
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Not wasting time, stop wasting energy. You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you.
You got it, boss. Shutting up now.
I love it. I love it. Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her. Huh? She did? She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting. That was her motive. If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit. I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient. Bruh, you're trying to pin the crime on me now? The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did. Yeah, because it could have happened somewhere else. But what are you... Because you see, there's a way the body could have avoided getting wet. Interesting. I'm listening. I will take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet. A certain something that this thing was used to cover the body, could it have been? Yeah, I need to make this correct, please. Yeah. You're talking about the tarp, aren't you? You catch on quick. You're right, all you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tar to keep the body from getting soaked. But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet? Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us. Bruh. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. It was used to the way Kyoko saved. The tarp must have touched the body, right? The body? Wait, something's not right. And what might that be? I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Please, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. Okay, okay, okay. Oof. I was scared. Body before the explosion. Exploded before body analysis. Fragments near the dead body. As usual, let's read the debate. Okay. I have 16 minutes, more than enough. By covering the body with a tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet. So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinter got that side wet. But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right? It's because that side was protected from the water, since it was facing down toward the body. It might actually be right. Of course it didn't get dirty. What about the blood? What about the blood? I remember the blood on the body hadn't dried yet. Byakuya even warned us not to touch it to avoid getting any blood on us. Yeah, it has to be this. And I'm going to skip because I think it's actually the last one. Come on! Oh my god! I clicked, I swear. Alright. Ah, fuck. Alright. Rake. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself, not to touch it or you might get some on you. If you put on a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it. Well, maybe the culprit wished it, so nobody will know they used it. No, probably not. It wouldn't make sense. But I have one issue. That only makes sense if you stab through it. If you don't, if it was first stabbed and then you put on the tarp, then the knife itself will make like a tent there and it wouldn't touch the blood. If they had, they would watch both sides. Just watching the one side wouldn't hide anything. Oh yeah, true. More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage? Huh? Blood was camouflage? What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim? You mean something else's blood? Where will they get something like that? I know, they could grab some of the blood bags from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? And he pretended to be dead? No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden. They got blood from right there in the garden, right? Which must mean... fake nails? No. The body was found. Knife. The chicken! Oh my goodness! The chicken! No! No, you bastard! Whoever did it is a fucking bastard! What the hell? What the hell? You don't kill a chicken! Could it have been chicken blood? What? Chicken blood? When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4. So you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up. Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it. Bruh. I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory. Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You say the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water, and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. That's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean. I have to agree that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand. They covered it beforehand. When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would? No. It was the other way around. I think so. Bruh, you dumb. Bruh. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves. That's all? Really? Then that settles it. Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what? Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then later at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp. They pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They want us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off at 7:30. If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that murder happened earlier. But to pull all that off, then they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off. That actually will have been all that difficult. Huh? They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. That'd be done in no time. Maybe, but still. Ina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on? Oh no, I headed off to the gym and Makoto didn't show up till later. Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say? That's not... Don't bother saying it's not possible. Oh shit. I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate. And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. This guy's dead body, okay. Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again our suspects are him and Kyoko. We're serious, man, which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds. Oh. Bruh, do you really think that's a good idea? See, pretty good idea, right? No, not that. I just remember something super serious. Okay. Well, don't just stand there. Out with it. You know that knife we found all back and burnt? No, I don't. The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through from front to back. True. So, what about it? I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remember. Listen, more important. Now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. Oh fuck. Okay, oh shit. Fuck. I know where this is going. Okay, fuck. I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me? Bruh, fuck. It's the knife we gave to Makoto. You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier. Yeah. Then why did you hide that fact? It's not that I hid it, it's just that I didn't say it. That's all. I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. What? Okay, wait. You said you're going to be even more suspicious. No, don't say it. I thought maybe I really did kill her. Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced. Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I had to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Oh shit. Wait. Okay, thank goodness. This guy's dead body exploded body analysis fragments near the dead body. Alright, take your arguments. The knife we found lodged in the dead body is the same one we gave to Makoto. Yeah? It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that. If he did have that knife before then, that seals it. Makoto did it. Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer? Yes. Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? Not necessarily. So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it. What a horrible man you are, Makoto. Okay, there's one more thing though. We already established that the code was put on the body after the tarp was removed. Okay, let me check. This guy's dead body. Let me see this. The murder took place before the sprinklers turned on. The suspect covered the body with a tarp to prevent it from getting wet. Later, when they removed the tarp, the suspect placed the white jacket on the body. This jacket had previously been treated with blood to make it look like the corpse had been wearing it. I'm not sure, honestly. Which means when the knife was thrust through the code into the body... I'm not sure. I'm honestly kind of lost. not sure. I'm not sure. Let me read it again. There are only two arguments, right? Two weak spots. So getting stabbed, and we gave the knife to Makoto, right? I'm very lost. I am honestly very lost. I have no idea. I have no clue. But okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. I think I got it. Yeah. Oof. Okay, alright. Rake. Wait, hold on. The stab gun isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard. Lies! We never talk about what killed her. No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with a tarp and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead. Okay, fine, so what? So when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point. Obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her. Maybe you stabbed her twice, once to kill her and once to cover it up. No, because the Monokuma file says that it was stabbed once. The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot. No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound. Oh yeah, it's your dead. I totally forgot about that. Then the knife was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime. So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroyed any evidence proving otherwise. Oh hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why did the body just blow up all of a sudden like that? Because there was a bomb? If you bother to put the lump of green matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer. Well, if you're so smart, just tell me. I'll tell ya. I bet some non-quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion. I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that. Go ahead, Makoto, tell her or we won't make any headway on this. Yeah, there's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. And it's this. Yeah! Here we go! After the explosion we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion. Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before. That's only natural because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb. Oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb. Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko. Hold on a second, Byakuya. What's the problem? Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim. That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her? Fine, I had no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It's pretty obvious though. It won't change the facts of the case regardless. We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. A metal pipe. I need to concentrate. What is this? Make your argument? Okay. Monokuma file 5. Oh, okay, I only have one option, thank goodness. Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct? The explosion didn't kill her for sure, I guess. Oh yeah, he was already totally dead when that happened. Yeah. And it wasn't because of the knife, right? Then there's only one more thing. Oh yeah, according to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head. And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Okay, don't be stupid, Byakuya. I thought you knew how to read. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it, yeah. What? Wait, what? Excuse me? Excuse me? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They also had been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. It's unrelated completely. It's completely unrelated to the case. Then why is it not that? Let me read again. Shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct? The explosion didn't kill her for sure, I guess. Well, yeah, she was already totally dead when that happened. And it wasn't because of the knife, right? Then there's only one more thing. Oh yeah, according to the Monokuma file, that's gonna be it. There was evidence that shows she was hit on the back of her head. And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. But that doesn't... Okay, I'm thinking of something. And shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury. Okay, I'm going to do something. Okay, I got countless wounds, and I'm going to use it on the first weak point. What? I'm very lost. So I'm very lost. I'm very lost. I am very lost. Okay, so I only have Monokuma file 5. Monokuma file 5. And I have I have on one hand I have countless wounds, which is noted. I have yeah, I'm lost. What could it be? I don't think I have to capture anything. I don't think I have to. So what could it be? I wonder. I'm really lost. I have no idea, and I am afraid of. I don't want to lose, like getting a game over. I would rather avoid that. So what could it be? I'm still here because I don't want to proceed until I have at least something in mind, okay? Because I want to make sure I don't want to waste any time. Alright, let's try, I guess. I want to read again. Shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct? The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I'm not going to use it there. Well, yeah, she was already totally dead when that happened. We agree. And it wasn't because of the knife, right? Then there's only one other thing. Oh yeah, according to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head. That is true. And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. It's not that weak point for some reason, which only leaves. Okay, I'm going to risk it. What? And it isn't that either. I don't understand. I have no idea. Okay, game over then. Fine, at least give me all my hearts. Fail. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah. Okay. Yep, it's me. Yep. Yes, I want to give it another shoot. Yay! Okay, what can it be then? I'm going to skip it. I'm going to skip it because I think I've never actually read what Makoto says at the end. I'm going to read it. Wait, am I dumb? I'm dumb. Fine, let's see. The knife was a cover-up and all those other wounds on her body weren't fresh. Yep. Which only leaves... And it clearly says, the Monokuma file 5 clearly says that the explosion is wasn't the cause of the death. I don't understand. I don't understand. So I do not understand. What am I doing? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Me not know what is happening. What is going on? What is happening? Do 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 do. Get out. An explosion either. I tried it with everything. I have to capture something, and I have no clue of what to do. I have no clue. I have no clue. I have no clue. No, I have no clue. Okay, well, I think I have an idea now. I have an idea. Wait. Fuck. Okay, I'm dumb. Okay, let's try again. Alright. Come on. Alright. And now, let's skip. And it has to be this. It has to be. Like, come on. Please don't lag now. Oh my god. Finally. Thank you. Mukuro dies because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered. What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it. The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds. Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter. Okay then, we were safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her. But then, what was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object about as thick as a metal pipe. Oh, I bet it was a pickaxe. How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it gave their skull in completely. Yeah, that's true. Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with a handle. Bruh. No way. Balance will be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want. Okay, she's a savage. No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident. I'd love to scoop out the nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it. Damn. Okay, that's way too much now. I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time. Bruh. Seriously? We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know. We already know. I knew we could count on you, master. So what was it? Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon. Huh? The real murder weapon? Wait, what? Do we know? Do we? Maybe this? Maybe. Yeah, let's go with that. What? Okay, I'm smart. Look at that. Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo. An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with? Indeed, there's no doubt about it. Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird. Hey! How dare you book talk, master? You have no right. I'm not back talking anything, I'm just saying what I think. I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. Make your argument? Okay. I will. Just for you. Bloody duct tape. Foot block key. Titanium arrows. It must be the tape. It must be the tape. Somehow. Titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon. Are you sure? Don't sound convinced. What's the problem? Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must be about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow will just be too thin. Ah, talking back to master. Okay, I got it. You have no right. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Oh. I have something on my head, on my head. But anyway. Yeah, I know exactly what I have to do. All right. Yeah. Haha. You're right. Just the one arrow will be too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon. Another weapon. Inside the dojo locker, we also found a ball-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape will easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did. It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation. Damn, that's harsh. How is it harsh? Were you even listening? Okay, that was pretty funny. I love that those little jokes that just fly by. Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko. I've never been to the dojo. That's a lie. 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 Because we actually talked with you in the dojo. Oh no, you absolutely have. How can you say that with such confidence? Because we have proof, of course, don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? You cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to death of us all, remember? Of course I remember. Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo. I have evidence. You do. Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. It must be connected to that dojo locker. And it's the key. This. Whoosh. Let's go. The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here, the key to the dojo locker. And how does that prove anything? Because I found it in your room. It was in my room. Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up. Hold on a second. Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you? No, it's not that I want to defend her, it's just... There's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know. I was just protecting you. What? She was protecting me. Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko... Alright. You know what? I think this is a perfect point to finish the stream today. Next week we will finish this case and we will start with the 6th one. I have no idea where this is going, honestly, I swear. And well, we will see next week. Let me change the... Yep, here we are. Alright. Now, let me close the game, please. I'll save. If the game lets me, that's it, okay. So, next week is exciting, I have to say. So, hold on a second, please. Okay. Next week we will be, well, I will be streaming new games. Wait, what? Oh, right. 2 new games, 2 new series for the channel. On YouTube, on Twitch, I will keep streaming Danganronpa. I have sort the days out even, so yeah, I will be streaming next week on Wednesday, Thursday and Saturday. Those are the only days that I know 100% that I will be available. So I will probably stream on Twitch on Saturday, because the other 2 games that are going to stream make a pun, okay? So I want to get used of it. So anyway, you will see later when I make the schedule and I upload it. So for now, I have to bid my farewell. Thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. I had a lot of fun, honestly, and we are getting close to the end of the case, and we are getting close to the end of the game, and I can't wait. Honestly, I honestly really want to finish the game, not because I don't like it, because I feel like, honestly, I feel like streaming something else, and because I want to see the ending. So for now, I bid my farewell. Thank you guys so much for coming to my stream, and see you guys next week. Let's keep having fun, targets. Bye bye. Mwah.